press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
So, just as the Prime Minister tries to assure Indian leaders that he rejects violent extremism, CBC News has learned a former member of an illegal Sikh separatist group has been invited to dine with Justin Trudeau and has even posed for photos with his wife. Terry Milewski is breaking this story for us tonight from Ottawa. So, Terry, how did a man with that kind of background get so close to the Prime Minister's wife and potentially to the Prime Minister himself?
Well, Andrew, it is an extremely unusual event to come across a photo of Sophie Trudeau posing with a man with an attempted murder conviction who's a former member of a Sikh extremist group that is banned as a terrorist organization. But the picture taken in Mumbai yesterday shows the PM's wife with Jaspal Atwal, who was convicted in 1986 of the attempted assassination of an Indian cabinet minister who was visiting Vancouver Island. Atwal did serve time in prison for that, and he later had another run-in with the law over an insurance fraud. He also paused yesterday with the infrastructure minister, Amarjeet Sohi, among others. Even more remarkable is that he obtained an invitation from Canada's High Commissioner to a reception for the Prime Minister tomorrow night in New Delhi.
So, Terry, how did this happen, and is he still going to the reception?
Well, he's apparently not going because the invitation was suddenly withdrawn after CBC News asked the Prime Minister's office, your question, how this happened. A speedy response said this: the High Commission is in the process of rescinding Mr. Atwal's invitation. But the PMO did not comment on the security arrangements, on whether this just fell through the cracks or what. But it's even more remarkable since the Prime Minister is trying hard to convince his Indian host that Canada is not a soft touch for extremists in the Sikh separatist movement. And beside that, this kind of thing has happened before. In 2012, a Liberal staffer in BC was forced to resign after giving Jaspal Atwal a ticket to the delivery of the BC budget. So Atwal is well known to the RCMP and to CSIS, and there will be some questions about how he got invited to these prestigious events on the PM's tour.
Okay, Terry Milewski in Ottawa. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Dogged by questions about Sikh separatism, the Prime Minister visited the holiest Sikh temple on earth in the Sikh-dominated state of Punjab. Normally, for VIP visits, sites like these are closed to the public. But that doesn't happen at the Golden Temple, which runs a kitchen that feeds tens of thousands each day. So people linked arms to make a path. They yelled traditional welcomes to the family. And with heads covered and feet bared, the Trudeaus paid their respects. Justin Trudeau had always intended to visit the Golden Temple. That was announced the minute he said he was coming to India. What wasn't planned was a meeting with the Indian politician who's accused his senior Sikh cabinet ministers of being sympathetic to Sikh separatism. But when that controversy wouldn't go away, the Prime Minister reached out for a meeting that will happen right after he leaves this holy site. Prime Minister. And so Amarjeet Singh, the Chief Minister of Punjab, shook hands with the Prime Minister he had accused of allowing Sikh separatists to infiltrate his cabinet. And then with Harjit Sajjan, the Defense Minister he famously snubbed here in India last year. When it was over, Sajjan, who Singh directly accused, said things went well.
We had a very constructive conversation, and the Prime Minister and I underscored that the allegations that had been mentioned were extremely false.
This time, Sajjan and Singh weren't just in the same room, they were on the same side.
They believe in a united India. They will not allow anything to go which will come between us to create these problems.
Canada's official position remains that it supports a united India, but it supports the free speech rights of people who peacefully advocate for an independent Sikh homeland.
We recognize that there had been misunderstandings and strong words in the past. I was pleased to be able to make very, very clear that Canada supports one united India and that we are unanimous as a government.
An important clearing of the air for a Prime Minister seeking deeper ties with India. David Cochran, CBC News, New Delhi.